It's almost time. Months of planning and groundwork are almost finished, and in January, with your help, we are going to relaunch the Imagination Redeemed podcast. In the next few minutes, I will tell you the what, the who, and the how, including how you can help. All right, first of all, the what. The Fresh podcast is going to be a feast. Typical episodes are going to include retellings of the great stories, warm conversations on how you can enter the life of the Christian imagination. We want to surround you with the stories and songs and images of a Christian imagination and fire up your own imagination as we inspire and equip you to live like people of heaven in the here and now. All those questions that you have about how the Christian imagination works, how does this work, how does that work, how does it all apply to my life, we want to answer them meaningfully and help each other in our journeys. We are also closely collaborating with the Anselm Society's storytellers and songwriters because we want to bring as much as possible of the life of this community to the podcast. If you're not part of that community, we want to invite you in as much as we can. And if you are a part of it, we want to connect the dots better between gatherings so that we can grow together. This season and beyond, if it goes well, we will be following along with the Anselm Society's quarterly calendar themes, which seek to draw insights from the calendar and church seasons. Our winter episodes will focus on the challenge and opportunity of creating light and beauty while constricted by cold and dark. And our spring episodes will delve into the despair and hope of Lent and Easter. Okay, the who. The new season is going to include both new and familiar faces. I, Brian Brown, will co-host it along with Sarah Howell, Anselm's managing editor. Sarah is a visual artist and a graduate of Biola University, and our podcasts and publications have grown tremendously under her leadership over the past year. And she, more than anyone, is the reason this podcast has become possible for us again. We will be joined most frequently by a rotating cast of some of our favorite people. One is my wife, Christina, who directs Anselm's Arts Guild, serves as the gardening columnist for Cultivating Magazine, and is a regular voice on our Believe to See podcast as well. She also sings like an angel and thus far has stubbornly refused to do it on the podcast, but time will tell. Two more of the regular voices are from our board, Amy Lee and Matthew Clark. Both Amy and Matthew serve on the Anselm Society board and are the authors of recent nonfiction books, This Homeward Ache in Amy's case, and A Tale of Two Trees in Matthew's. Although Matthew is perhaps best known for his physically fighting with me in public over a plate of muffins in a reading of The Importance of Being Earnest, and also for putting Dolores Umbridge on my fantasy pub table in our last conference. Our final addition is Jeremiah England. He's been behind the video camera for several of our conferences and events and organizes Anselm's Shakespeare play readings. He and I are fond of smoking pipes together and arguing about the relative merits of various Tolkien screen adaptations, as well as about which of us sings show tunes better. All right, and finally, the how. Initially, we plan to release one new full episode a month, often bolstered by a bonus episode that month that will allow you to enjoy past lecture audio and other resources. The episodes take a lot of time and planning and financial resources to do well, and we want to do them well for you. So there are two ways you can help us. First, we need to invest in equipment, software, and audio editing. $2,500 gets us the first two, and our stretch goal of $6,100 would also get us a year of editing for those primary episodes. With Giving Tuesday coming up December 3rd, I'm hoping you will make a gift to help us get there. If you're willing to do that, go to anselmsociety.org/podcast25 to give now. Or you can just go to anselmsociety.org and click on the bar at the top of the screen. Second, we want your episode ideas. What are those lingering questions you have about the Christian imagination or the life well lived with one? What are things you'd like to see us explain more? What are stories, particularly beloved ones in your case, that nobody talks about that you'd love to see in an episode? Contact us and tell us. Again, if you go to anselmsociety.org/podcast25, there is a button there that will allow you to send a message to the right person so that we can consider your ideas for future episodes. All right, thanks for listening. Please do at least one of the two things above, and also keep us in prayer as we work toward this launch. All things are possible with God, and we want to do something with this podcast that brings him glory and brings inspiration to your life. As a little bonus gift, look the next couple weeks on the Imagination Redeemed podcast for two bonus episodes that we will be posting to whet your appetite. Thanks.